Oh, well, this is when we can really start to put our love. I said, it's like the love is going to put on some sneakers and go to running and not just be sentiment. And when we practice this, though, the amazing thing is sentiment will follow. I heard an amazing testimony, not by the actual missionary himself, but by a pastor who had spoken to him. And the pastor said that the missionary came to speak to his church, and he gave a beautiful description of the country, very poor, third world country that he was ministering to. He talked about the people with so much heart and generosity. And the pastor had known this man. This man had come from, not from his particular church, but from his organization. And he got out. So when he had a chance, he had to ask him. He said, where did you develop that love that you had for the people? Had you always studied them out? Did you have some connection to them? When you went to see them, when you went to them, did you always want to go to that country? And he reminded the pastor. He said, no, you know how our mission board does it. They just send you. They feel like it's a roulette wheel. They just pick a place. They don't tell you where you're going, and then they just send you there. He said, I knew nothing about these people. I knew nothing about them. And the pastor was struck because he said, you have such a heart for them. He said, yeah. That comes from serving them. Start with the service. Start with the effort. Start with the showing of love. And in time, God changes the heart. God changes the heart.
Yes, sir.
Emotion will follow the action.
Yes.
And you can say this to anybody who has a problem with love. If you had a sister that came to you and said, I'm finding it difficult living with that man. He's a mess. He's driving me crazy. First question you should ask is, are you still doing all the things you did? You probably found out that no. Not cooking like she used to. They got sleeping in different bedrooms now. There's all the, he has to do his own laundry. And you would go to that person, the wisest thing to say, and say, begin again to do the work of love for him. Say, but I don't think, don't worry about how you feel. Just go and do the work of love. Make dinner again. Take care. Sometimes, I know we can share the chores, but sometimes do his clothes a little bit, And in fact, if you know that he likes a certain kind of, maybe he likes that spray starch. Use that spray starch. I don't even like using that, but get that in there. Do something for him and continue. And see if the principle won't hold out, that as you're doing the service of love, the emotion will change. Much to the same, I would say, to the men. They say, I can't take that woman. You know what? How dare you? Take her out to dinner. I don't feel it. Take her out. Take her on a vacation. I mean, you go out enough times, something will change.
Yes. Amen.
Dr. Dobson had a preacher on. He was talking about him and his wife and their separation. They were too poor to get a separation. They couldn't get divorced, I guess, couldn't afford it. But they felt like they were just two very different people. And in the course of having to live in the same house but not viewing themselves as married, they both got saved. Different experiences, I guess, different churches. And he said they were praying, but it felt like they were praying to two different Jesuses. But somebody messed up the plan of the enemy and told them that even though they didn't feel like they were married anymore, even though they felt like they weren't in love, now that you're saved, you need to pray together.
That's right.
And they came together and they would pray together. And it didn't happen the first time they prayed together. It felt like it was too hostile, two separate religious camps, just trying to be polite to each other. And it may have not been the second or third time when the preacher had them met. At some point, our praying together, God quickened.
Yes.
And she became the most beautiful thing I ever seen again. And I became beautiful in her eyes. If we serve one another in love, if the love that we have for one another is first the kind of action, the things that we do, we will find in time that emotion will follow. That's how we get to the place where we can love the God that we've never seen and where we can love our enemies.
Yes, sir. That's right.
All right, I had a little exploration in the Word. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to hand things back to you. I can say my thing in the Lord.
Yes. All right, preacher.
I thought of the song while he was speaking that says, I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today,
Well,
because you cared for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you, I lift you up, I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise.
all right.
Can we sing that one more time? I love you. I love you. I love you, Lord. Because you care for me in such a special way. Such a special way. That's why I praise you. Are you willing to praise God for His love? I lift you up. Bless the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
I thank God for His love that He has shown to me. And in turn, I feel it's honorable for me to love Him back.
Oh, yeah.
The commandment that He read to us with all that heart, with all that soul, and with all that mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All of it.
Well,
All of it.
all of them.
Means you can't have a little piece left over. All of it.
All of them. I love
That's how we can love the Lord.
them. I love them.
If you all don't mind, let me do this before Sister Vera comes and makes the announcements. I meant to do this last Sunday, but we have an individual in our midst that's sitting amongst us that was the recipient of the Bishop James Allwright New York Western First Jurisdictional Scholarship. And when we went to the meeting, the convocation, our own brother Julius Gill was awarded. And it was with great honor. And granted, I was tied up back in the finance office and wasn't able to be out there to applaud and congratulate him. But I congratulated him, but I wanted the church also to realize and to acknowledge the fine work that he has done throughout his high school years, and the acknowledgement that the jurisdiction gave to him by being a recipient of that prestigious award. So if we could, let's just show Brother Julius some love.